So when I have salad, I try to mix salad with different other plants because of the smell. The snails, for example, they are smelling the salad and they are coming when they are only the taste of salad. Then they are running to eat the salad. When you mix up the salad with onions, with tachetes, with a flower which is very intense smelling, you do garlic as well. You leave clover and wild plants coming up, growing in between the salad. The smell of the salad is so weak that the snail cannot recognize it anymore, and you never have a problem with snails. It's very simple. And of course, you cannot work such a farm by a machine. You have to invest your hands and to plant an onion and to plant a salad. And then afterwards, when it's planted, you just let it go. You give a little bit of organic material as mulch, so you cover the earth and the earth cannot dry out. That means you don't need a lot of water to water it. It's only twice a week when I water the salad. In a normal conventional farming, you do twice a day watering the salad. And this means the salad is growing boom like this, and it's 99% water, and it's not really a good quality. This salad is growing, needs much more time to grow, to be ready to be eaten, and the taste is much more intense. So some people say, oh, this is too strong, I don't like this taste. But it's very precious because there are a lot of vitamins and other stuff inside which we need to digest in a healthy way. So these flowers, of course, we don't plant them to eat them by ourselves. We plant them because we want to attract animals like birds, for example, who are interested in these plants. And these birds as well are necessary to keep the balance in the ecosystem. So you never have too much insects because there are the birds also. And therefore we plant plants for the animals and not only for ourselves. This plant is very interesting in permaculture, and most people are afraid of it because it comes by itself and it's very strong growing, so it's very difficult to get rid of it. But we never want to get rid of it because this plant has a special root system which is going until 5 meters deep into the earth, and there are roots about 3 millimeters thick, and they are building a capillary system, so the groundwater is able to come up and go down and flow away and come up and go down. And this is necessary for everything growing on the farm, that the water can rise up into the capillaries and come up to the roots which are growing on the top of the soil, and then it goes back again if it's too much water. And this preparation is doing the fern, so it's a real nice helpful plant for us in permaculture. Hey guys, you have company. Hello, hello everybody. Hello. You're shy? It's lunchtime. Come here. Yeah. So every permaculture farm has animals. And first of all, because of the fertilizer they are giving us. So whatever they are eating, they are digesting it and they are giving it a few hours later back to nature. But they are giving it back in a very special way. When you crack this stuff, you see still there's the pieces of grass and leaves they have eaten, but they are full of microbes. Because inside their intestines they have microbes which are digesting this plantal stuff. And when this stuff is digested by microbes, it is a fertilizer. If you use the plants directly as a mulching material, again the microbes are coming into the mulch and they are digesting the mulch and fertilizing the earth. But this takes months and years. If you have animals, they do it very quick and they do it in a very nice system, so you can use this fertilizer in a very successful way. So because everything is growing much better and much quicker. The best fertilizer is from a donkey. We will see this later. Of course, the animals are also for eating. We are not vegetarian here on the farm, and we are not slaughtering in a conventional way. These animals, you see, they know me. I can touch them. They are not afraid of me. And when I slaughter an animal, I take it on my arms. I talk to the animal, and I have a knife behind me. And when the whole situation is ready and nice, there's one cut in the throat, and I still keep the animal until it's bleeding out. And it's a very peaceful way. which is important as well, not only for the animal and me, but mostly because the quality of the meat is totally different. When the animal is not getting afraid, the meat is sweet. When the animal is getting afraid, the meat becomes sour, and then the meat is spoiled. You cannot really store it. You need chemistry to store the meat. But when you have a good quality of meat, which is sweet, then you can dry it in the air. You don't need anything, not even a refrigerator. And therefore it's very important that you have a good relationship with your animals. The sound of this gongs is exactly tuned into the waves of our planet system. So for example, the Earth is circling around the Sun in 365.25 days. And when you take this wavelength and you double it up about 32 times, then you come to a tone which is called C sharp. And this is inside our music system. It was for hundreds of years the basic note the people are composing music. Today they have changed it. This is another story. And this gong is tuned into the moon. The moon needs 29.5 days to turn around the Earth. And when you double up this wavelength several times, then you come to the A. And the A is the chamber note, which we are tuning the whole orchestras here in Europe, for example. So we have the planet movements inside our music system. And when you tune exactly inside the wavelengths, the original wavelength of the Earth and the Moon, you can hear this. They are different notes and they are in different steps, but all exactly calculated from the Moon movement. And there are different melodies as well, which are possible with the Earth movement. And you can do this with all the planets, and then you have the whole music system on the planet Earth. And you feel it, that it's harmony, it's pure harmony, because it's the original wavelength. All life is tuned in for billions of years on this planet, because the movements of the planets, they were here long before any animals came into being. And whatever came into being, the plants first and then the animals, they were tuned in always in this rhythms, in this wavelength. And you can use this, of course, as well for therapy, for relaxation, for meditation. Like whole Asian world is using the C sharp as singing for the Om. When you sing the Om, they do it on C sharp. This is the wavelength of the Earth of 1 year turning around the Sun. When you're gentle to the tree, you are changing your aura. Normally we are always protecting ourselves, and we have a self-protective aura. The moment we are gentle, as we are with other human beings, you can do the same way with trees, then you are changing your aura. You're much more open to get into the aura of the tree and to get connected. So in the first place it may seem a little bit strange, but in fact it's totally beautiful. and after a certain time the tree talks to me. Of course, it's not words what he is talking, but he can make words conscious in my mind. It's a very strange thing happening, but I can understand his language, and I can talk to him as well, and we are doing conversation in a certain kind of way. I can even ask him questions. I can ask him for help, for advices, and the tree as well asks me for favors. Because we animals, we mammals, let's say human beings are mammals in a certain kind of as well, we have the ability to walk around. And trees, in fact, about billions of years ago, when mammals came into being, they invented mammals. Let me say it like this. It's a little bit strange, but I mean it. Because the trees, when they have fruits, they are falling down underneath the tree. And if there would come out another tree, the tree would interfere with the mother tree. And this would not be helpful for the tree. So the tree needs birds and mammals which are eating the fruits of the trees and taking it away, digesting it in a little way, and then fertilizing it back on earth. And so the trees can spread all around and forests can come into being. So we are working together. In fact, mammals have certain hormones in their digestive system. So certain fruits like prunes or pears or peaches or walnuts, they are not sprouting by themselves, except they have passed the digestive system of a mammal or a human being. Inside our digestive system, the small intestine especially, there are hormones working on these seeds of the trees, and afterwards they are able to sprout. So the tree needs us as well as we need the tree, because we are hungry to eat something, so we need the fruit, and the tree needs us to spread the fruit around. And this is a very nice balanced system, and when you see it like this, you understand that you are not more or less than a tree, and we are working together. We are on the same level, we need each other. So when you climb into a tree, you understand that the branches are like arms, taking care of you, giving you help to climb up and climb down, and to keep you, to hold you, to comfort you. It's nothing more beautiful than to sleep in a canopy of a tree. It's a soft swaying, it's not steady like a house, so it's moving very softly. And again, it's moving in a rhythm which is natural. That's why they have this beds for babies when they can move the bed like this, because this is very harmonizing, very relaxing. So here we have a beautiful walnut tree. You see here the fruit. It's not ripe yet. It takes 2-3 months more until it gets ripe. There's still skin around the stone of the fruit, and inside the stone, which we call the nut, there's the fruit we can eat. And when the fruit gets ripe, the skin, the green skin gets brown and it's falling off, and then you have the wooden nut, and the nut is falling down on the earth. And when it falls on the earth, it gets prepared for us to be eaten, because on the earth there is leaf and other organic material, and there are microbes inside, and they are preparing the nut for us to be eaten. When you eat it too early, or when you take it directly from the tree, it's a little bit bitter and not really sweet to eat. When you let it fall down and you collect it from the earth, it's totally sweet and very, very nutritious. And there's a very nice circle going on. When you eat the fruit and you digest it, and from your digestive system you spend it back to earth. So the fruit becomes energy, life energy for you inside, and the other part is fertilizer which you give back to earth. We spoke already about the fact that certain stone fruits are getting ready to sprout by our digestive system. But as well, it is worth to consider the fact that there's a circle going on. As long as we live, we are taking fruits and plant material to nourish ourselves. And there is one day, the time, when we are a ripe fruit and we are going back to earth as well, and we are nourishing the plants and the trees again. So it's a holy circle going on. The fruit we are eating one life, nourishing ourselves, giving us the life energy, is making us ready and ripe one day to be ready to go back to Mother Earth and be digested by the same microbes we needed to digest the fruits. This very same microbes are digesting ourselves, our body, and are giving fertilizers to the roots of the plants and the trees. And now imagine just a minute how many times you have eaten a fruit, how many times you have made fertilizers out of, how many times you have already be composted into earth and recycled again into fruits. And then you understand that you are all one. There is not one single plant, not one animal, not one fruit, which you have not already touched with a part of you in former times when you came back to earth, and out of earth you come back into fruits and you get eaten maybe by animals, maybe by your ancestors, by your relatives, by anybody else. So it's all connected. After a few generations, you are not anymore a single part. You are totally connected to the whole living nature. And this is a kind of thistle. They call it Spanish golden thistle, and you can eat the leaves of the blossoms. They are very powerful for your liver. So whatever is getting hard for your liver, when you eat this, it's very tasteful as well. It's a little bit sweet. It's not bitter at all. And in permaculture, you try to understand, as well as in shamanism, the plants not by the ingredients which the scientists are taking out of it. You understand the plant by its habit, by its manner to live. So when you touch this plant, you understand the thistles are picking you. It's a certain feeling. And this feeling you can know also from your liver. When you get angry, when you have stress, it's a similar feeling like touching a thistle. And so we understand this thistle is connected to a certain kind of stress. And when we touch these soft flowers, which are not like the rest of this thistle, we understand there's the power to be soft inside a hard and harsh world. Normally every soil is covered by plants. I have cut these plants a little bit just to show you in which quality the earth is for the moment. You see, it's dry and it's hard. When I make an excavation, try my knife, and you can cut a piece of it out, you see it's not too hard. It's already a little bit prepared, and you see there are roots inside, and these roots are coming from the wild plants growing on the land. They are recovering the earth into fertile earth. This earth 3 years ago was totally dead because there was a bulldozer running over the land, just shaping the whole land in a new way. And now I use the plants which are coming by themselves, like the thistle you have seen in the former picture. The thistle has a special gift to soften hard surfaces. The same way it does with our liver. When we get hard in our liver, let's say also in our life, the liver and the living are connected. It's the organ for our life. And when we get hard, our surface gets concrete, then the thistle is the softener, is the breaking off of the hard surface. And there are a lot of plants here, grasses of course, there are blackberries, this is a very special healing plant which is growing around the Mediterranean everywhere, and it's full of etheric oils. You see, it's so full that it sticks together and it smells very intense. And this plant has the quality to keep the earth wet, humid, let's say humid, even in summer when everything dries out. This plant, in fact, is blossoming when all the other plants are getting gray and dry. This plant is totally green and gets blossoms and is full in life. So this plant has a quality to change the dry situation into a humid situation. So the thistle has the quality to change a hard surface into a soft surface. The fern has the quality to open up the earth into deep, meters deep to the groundwater system. So all these wild plants, which normally we fight again in conventional agriculture, are friends of us. We invite them even. We say, come and join us. Take your place, find what you like, and what you like, you transform. So the whole mystery in nature is that everything gets transformed by plants as well as by animals, and by our thinking, by our feeling. Everything is a kind of transformation. As I was talking about our body fruit, when we have lived our life, we are transforming ourselves. We are not dying, we are just changing shape. So we get digested, composted into the earth, and this is a new shape. When we get again into the roots of the plants, we are getting revived in a new way. So it's not about dying or losing, it's about changing. So when we come out of the earth and build up a human being, we take the energy from the earth, we take the energy from the plants, from the fruits, and when we are giving up our human body, we are transform our human body into earth again, and the earth is nourishing again the plants. So we have a whole circle. It's always transformation. It's not about dying. Dying is a religious subject which is not really existing, and they use it to make us afraid of death, because everybody thinks then it's over. But in fact, it's the birth of reunification, because when we transform into earth, we get in contact, we get in touch, we get in connection to all the nature. And this is in fact the most amazing thing you can have. We both have a very special connection, because when I came first time into this valley, I came because I heard a donkey shouting, and I wondered how there is a donkey in this wilderness and nobody living around. And she was really in a bad situation, because she was tied up in her stable and couldn't go out and eat anything or drink anything. And when I found her, she was in a desolate constitution, and I cut her off because she was not willing to be touched or helped in any way. So she ran away and found her own things which she needed to recover herself. But she came back. When I was coming back to this valley after 2 weeks, and I have learned there was an old woman, the owner of the donkey, and she died 2 weeks ago, and they just forgot about the donkey the woman had, because she was still living in this valley without any electricity, no cars, no refrigerators. She just had the donkey. And so when the woman died, nobody remembered the donkey, because they are all living in this different world. They are already in this civilized world with all the technology. Take it. What is coming out here of the donkey is the most precious fertilizer we can have. These apples, we say in German, I don't know if you say the same in English. It's the same like the goat fertilizer. It's full of grass, but it's mixed. You see already there are small insects inside digesting it in a further way. And the microbes which are combined with the grass therein, this is so precious. They cannot believe how much it works in the earth to fertilize the earth and to give fruit. There's even a fairy tale from the Brother Grimm's, which is called The Golden Donkey. I don't know if you know this in English as well, but it's about the donkey who is shitting gold. And in fact, what he is shitting out is gold. In agriculture, it's pure gold. She's totally curious what you are doing with your shit. He is filming your poo. Oh, Lulu. Oh, my dear.